Good evening, good evening. My name is Marcus Salter. I'm a board member with the Columbus Coalition for the Homeless, and this is beautiful. This evening is a community of folks coming together that has taken the time to express concern for what we're seeing on a daily basis in our city and across the country. And as I was sitting there, I was sitting there thinking about Kent Beidle. This is all his dream, his vision, the Columbus Coalition for the Homeless. And we were founded in 1983, and Kent was something else. he wanted to challenge the system, and I don't know that we're doing that anymore. I think some of us just go along to get along. I think some of us are tired, as I think Ben or somebody said earlier. And so as we're mourning, and I feel that's what we're doing for the 100 and so names that were just read. And so we're mourning, but also in that mourning, there's a mission, right? And so I'm supposed to be doing the closing remarks, but I'm going to challenge some folks today. Because I feel that, on days like this, and, this time of year, across the country, we have National Homeless Person Memorial Day to remember our neighbors who have lost their lives before they could exit homelessness. And this vigil is held coinciding with the longest night of the year to serve as a remembrance of homelessness, and especially those unsheltered and homeless. So one of the things I realize is that homelessness has been looked at and has been viewed as a death sentence. Homelessness is undoubtedly traumatic, but we need to talk about the death toll that it takes on our community. I think we looked at the numbers. It was well over 100. It's over 100, and it feels like it's growing every year. And so we look at those who have died in extreme conditions, died in the cold, died from frostbite, died from being unsheltered. And many would still be safe if they had a place to call home, right? We take it for granted. As I was driving here, I was just thinking about, getting here, saying what I had to say, and get home. But think about those who have no place to get to, right? And so I want to commend the work that Columbus Coalition that we do. And we could do so much more. But we need folks who come here every year, shake our hand, say good job, and we never see them again. So that's the challenge. We want to see folks get involved. We want you to be a part of what we do on a daily basis. And that's just try to serve those in need. And so understanding that more often than not, it's local organizations like what we're doing, the Columbus Coalition, in a whole, we don't even track those who are lost, who lose their lives to homelessness. We don't really track that, right? And so as often as organizations like us, we want to ensure that people who have died, we can come together and share their names in dignity. It's not surprising that people who are homeless, who have died, are often forgotten. Because if we get honest, every day in society, people forget them as human beings anyway. So as we mourn, here's the challenge. Let's turn that mourning into action. Let's get involved. Let's be kind. Let's help each other. Being part of certain organizations and certain agencies, the way systems are set up, it kind of puts us against them, right? And so when we all have a cause like homelessness, we should all be working together. We should all come together. We should all try to offer our services to each other, right? And so one of the things I look at is that we must use this day to ground ourselves in the knowledge that homelessness is preventable and curable. And for both, the treatment is the same. Guess what that treatment is for homelessness? Housing. It's simple. Housing, right? And you know, people come to our city, they ride around. Had a friend came here visit me from out of town. He said, man, y'all got some nice condos here. He just don't know, he struck a nerve with me with that one, right? He struck a nerve, right? And so those are the things that we talk about. What direction is our city going in? What direction is our city focused on? What directions are our politicians? What are they looking at? So the challenge is, let this day be a morning of reflection, but let tomorrow be a day of action. Use your voice. Get involved with the coalition. Use your influence to support a greater investment in local and federal housing programs that significantly are underfunded in our city, to make the case in your community for more affordable housing options that will benefit everyone, and why occupying services such are so important, right? Accompanying services are so important. We just can't house people. We need the services. We need, the true essence of what we call wraparound services. That's how we keep people housed, right? So the goal is not just to get them housed. We got to find ways to keep them housed. I work for a program that's focused on eviction. Columbus, Ohio, by the end of the year, we'll have well over 25,000 eviction filings. So where are those folks going to go? Our shelters are full. They can't have homeless camps. They're being forced out. So what are we doing as a system? What are we doing as a community? So that's where the challenge is. Let's support local and state ballot measures that protect the civil and human rights of people experiencing homelessness, and advocate against those that will seek to punish people who are not where they think they should be. Together, we can inspire faith that ending homelessness is possible. Let's lead with love, equality, and we can go into this new year so that we can bring other folks home. All your music today was about bringing people home. That's what it's all about. If you want to donate to the coalition, that's great, but we'd rather have you donate with your time and effort and your experience. That's what we need. Kent Beidel had a vision, and here we are today, and we need to continue to grow his dream, and it's possible. Look at this place. It wasn't this many people here last year. Every year, this is growing. So let's put in the work. My challenge, don't make me come look for you, because I will. My challenge is let's get involved. Let's get some work done in our community. Thank you, and have a good night.